Welcome. Welcome. Bye week
Dude,
over. Bye week over.
no!
Dog talk. We
We're back
have
off the
returned.
bus.
Yes, we had a little bye week. Listen, we had some stuff going on. I had some stuff going on, a lot of school stuff, work stuff. Everything was going, Pete had some stuff going on. Ray had some stuff going on. The Danimal had some stuff going on. It's just there's bye weeks in the NFL, so last week was just our bye week, but obviously as a lot has happened. We have to get to the main priority here. Okay, there's a main priority that needs to be covered, and that is the New York Yankees. The last time we spoke, the postseason was just kind of getting started. The Yankees were waiting to see who they were going to play. They played the Kansas City Royals. They beat the Kansas City Royals in 4 games, and they have now advanced to playing the Guardians, the Cleveland Guardians, and they're up 2-0 already going into Cleveland for tomorrow night. It feels like a magical year, even though for a giant portion of it, I was not a believer. It is very well known on this podcast. I was not a believer. I mean, I
Who
was
was a believer? This guy was a believer. That's why I got the fucking goggles on, baby, because I'm ready to spray some champagne all over the place because the World Series is coming to New York in the Bronx. Don't get it twisted, Met fans. Sorry, it's a nice year, but not this year. This guy's been waiting since 2009, and this is our year, baby. Woo!
I mean, we're close. We're
we're
close.
close. We need to get there first.
I'll match that energy in the Canyon of Heroes, but I'm still nervous. I'm still.
Right. You gotta get yourself a pair of these.
Oh, I
Zach,
got
get a pair of these.
I got Oakley ones upstairs, baby. We're ready to go.
Let's fucking do this. Let's go. Can we just Big G,
How about
stay it.
how about shout out you right now looking like Carlos Rodon's stunt double?
Listen,
That's so funny. He does.
Like I like
I'll fucking go.
we could basically like label this as like, hey, we have a guest star with Carlos Rodon with a special appearance. Oh, did he crank that one? No, it's gone.
Gone, home run. And we're live during the Met game right now, so
Who hit that one?
Iki.
oh boy.
Who hit
It's
it?
it's all right. It's
Mr.
fine.
Kiki Hernandez just blasted his second one of the postseason.
DK. DK. That guy always found his way back to the Dodgers. Like he always leaves the Dodgers and like go to some random team like the Red Sox and then just ends up back on the Dodgers like the following year. Like he takes like these breaks. It's really weird.
So there was a clip today, and obviously we're a little biased, so we can't answer this, but
Who's
uh,
buying?
what I think it was either Get Up or someone else had a poll of who's the bigger villain, the Dodgers or the Yankees.
Give me a break. The bigger villain. How about the guy who gambled and got away with it?
Back, put his translator up as like as a collateral. Like,
Right.
sorry,
All right.
you got to take the fall for this one.
Allegedly.
Thoughts expressed by those on this podcast are not the overall thoughts and views of the podcast, even though I will go on record and say he's guilty.
He's
We
guilty as
all
fuck. If
believe
you have
he's
any brain at all, he's guilty.
Look at him.
Maybe baseball saw that and was
Wait,
like,
did he just get hurt?
oh,
Did he just get hurt? Oh, he just cracked his foot.
Who?
Shoei. Oh no, that was the other day.
Oh, that was the other day. Okay.
yeah. MLB was like, oh shit. And then they started looking on the Twitter or the X timeline of people with the going through his statements of the bets that he made and then the starts that he made. I think giving up 6 runs, 5 runs. And MLB was like, not
Someone's
the
gonna take. Someone's
face
got
of
to take the fall.
yeah.
He
And you
just
know
did
what?
himself
Fuck that.
again.
Because
He just did
R.I.P.
himself
Pete
again.
R.I.P. Pete Rose. That man got
Oh
raw.
yeah. R.I.P. Rose. Yeah. One of the baseball legend passed away also in our absence.
Oh, that was awesome. He got hit in the dingaling.
He is.
Oh, hate to see that. Oh boy.
But Otani got hit in the
Oh
dick.
yeah. He dinked one off. Oh,
Yeah, he's
Whatever. Who cares?
struggling right now.
but yeah.
Anyway,
All right. Big G. Stanton playoff G. Just dog. Dog. And then the revelation Dreamweaver. That little weirdo is the greatest thing to happen to our bullpen in some time.
He is a strange, strange kid.
he's a weirdo, but that is exactly
Any
who I want.
post game or pre interview that they do with him, he's an odd duck. And you know what? I'm here
I
for
don't,
it.
I don't care.
And shout out
Failed starter.
Hey Holmes because it took him to. We all said that he probably shouldn't be closing games to find his little niche in the middle innings, and he's done well.
Well, he was always a setup guy. They tried to convert him to a closer, and it wasn't working.
Yeah, I mean
And
his stuff
like that's what
is
happens.
electric. You know, his stuff is electric. It moves. He's got so much movement on the ball. Like,
Thinker is unhittable when
yeah,
he's throwing it.
yeah. So you can't have that as your closer, man. You need to have that as a guy who's setting you up, and then just have like we're seeing Weaver come in and just throw fucking heat down the pipe and finish him
Dude,
off.
that changeup is so filthy. I oof.
Yeah, it's his changeup is kind of nuts. And you know who else was working their changeup? Freaking Carlos Rodon was working that changeup, baby. It was
A thing of beauty.
That was the best start that he's ever had for us. I mean, he made his contract in that start right there for us. And the Yankees have just been steamrolling people. We're we're all feeling World Series
I
here.
haven't felt this magic since '09, and the parallels to the '09 year are there. Like
They're there.
the
Yeah.
'09 team, we were fresh off of Sabathia. We got him. We got Teixeira. We brought in AJ Burnett, Swisher, and then this year, fucking Soto, just hands on deck right there. Rodon is in that AJ Burnett role. I feel like he struggled throughout the season, but then come postseason, locked in. He is dialed in right now. Cole didn't have his best start yesterday, but he grinded and he got outs when he needed to. That's all you can hope for in the playoffs.
I mean, it made it sweat you a little bit. Those double inning loaded bases. Didn't love that.
Listen, turtleneck Cole, I'm here for. Bring it on. He'll be dialed in.
I need game one, Cole. Like,
Yeah.
Yes. Game one, Cole.
You know what I need? More Aaron Judge home runs. Finally, the big motherfucker launched one out, fucking center field, thing of beauty.
yeah, well, I mean, the only hope is if we do see the Dodgers in the World Series, at least it's still warm out there, so he doesn't have to hate playing in the cold.
It's a thing. Shout out to my
Yeah.
wife. She called it in the beginning of the year when he
He
slumped
does
it in.
not like playing in the cold.
No. Yeah.
Buck
He's,
Cali boy.
he's a Cali boy. So yeah, I mean it was
I'm around
huge.
with a heat lamp like a lizard. Put like a warm rock out on home base or something. I don't care.
And shout out to fucking Gleyber Torres. Batting a fucking ton right now.
Maybe a
And
first.
he's running bases, not like a little leaguer. It's
Yeah. Very, 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 very clutch.
Well, I mean, since Jazz and
Gleyber,
Rizzo forgot how to run bases, someone's got to.
listen, Gleyber is doing his most right now to make sure that he's a Yankee next year. With this postseason performance, because I think based off of this, you have to bring him back.
Yeah. If he continues to play the way he's playing, they should bring him back.
You can't. I mean, who are you going to put at second?
Jazz Chisholm.
Third.
Go find the third baseman.
Free agency.
Yeah. Listen.
Or why don't we dip into our massive giant pool of untouchable fucking prospects and bring someone up?
It didn't work out. Who do we had? We went up Peraza. He sucked.
Spencer Jones?
He doesn't play the infield.
Don't care. Put him there. What for every time I
These
heard Spencer Jones's name this year and how untouchable he was and godlike, put him a catcher for all I care. I don't care.
these are champagne problems, baby. And that's why I got the goggles. Get yourself a pair because we're gonna need them, Yankees fans.
Listen, I'm excited. I'm ready. Take care of business in Cleveland. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just punch your ticket. I don't care how you do
What
it.
does the signature say?
Punch the ticket.
Five
Five,
down.
Five
six.
down, six to go. Six more wins. You end the drought. You end the misery that we've had to deal with since fucking 2009, since 2017 when Judge made his debut on Rookie of the Year. I mean, between the Houston stealing scandal and
They don't even deserve airspace right now. We don't even need to
yeah,
talk about.
I'm recapping all the
We don't need to.
horrors.
We lived it. We lived it.
We did live it. We did live it. So yeah, I mean, playoff Stanton is a real thing. Only Babe Ruth has fewer plate appearances between home runs in the postseason in MLB history, which is
Yeah.
absolutely utterly insane. Uh,
No.
Dream Weaver, the Yankees have completely stepped in the most amazing shit ever with Luke Weaver. Has only allowed one run this entire postseason so far as the Yankees closer. Like Pete said, Clay Holmes been shut down, set up man. We're going back into his role. Anthony Rizzo fighting through broken fingers with multiple hits yesterday. Shout out to that Hall of Famer.
Didn't
At
even
third
we
base.
didn't even mention Juan Soto either. That motherfucker just slashing too. That home run he hit was just it was
Yeah.
so good to just watch Soto hit.
You want to know? You want to know why we haven't mentioned Soto? Because Juan Soto is a guarantee.
No.
So we don't even have to mention when the guarantee is doing guarantee things.
And
So
700 being locked in for the rest of his life in the
good.
Bronx.
700 million over 12.
And
700 million over 12. Get it done. See ya. Don't even leave. And listen, John Heyman, very, very valuable baseball reporter, said the Yankees are pretty much the clear favorites for him. He said the Mets are number two behind them because of the amount of money that they can offer, but he doesn't see him leaving the Yankees just because he's very much liked it in the Bronx. He likes it batting in front of Aaron Judge.
him and Aaron Judge feed off each other, and you're never gonna find that 1-2 combination like that in the entire league.
No, you're just not. And um, so that as Yankee fans, we're all very excited. We're all very excited. Like I said earlier in the show, there was a couple months in the middle of the season where Yankee fans were like waving the white flag, fire Boone, trade everybody, because I mean, look, I was looking at some of the lineups we were throwing out in frickin'
Oh,
um in
it's
July. Holy hell, we had Jahmai Jones at first base in July. I mean, it was rough out there for a while, but in September, the Yankees got healthy. They caught fire. They made all the right moves that we were telling them that they should have made in 2 months earlier, but I guess better late than never. And, that's why we're here. And we're up 2 games to nothing in the American League Championship Series, and we're ready to go to the World Series. So,
I mean, tomorrow's game is super important. You can't. It's got to be all gas. Just go throttle in.
Don't
yeah,
worry, it's good. It's good. It's been
all
good.
gas,
It's all good.
no brakes. All gas, no brakes.
Ooh, ooh.
But on the other side, the Mets have had a magical run throughout the National League playoffs. We got to give them a hand here. Respect for the Mets.
Lindor is earning his contract finally for the Mets.
Francisco Lindor living up to the hype this year. He's had a phenomenal year for the Mets.
But we can
Uh,
all agree, I don't want a Subway Series. I don't.
I think a Subway Series would be a great moment in sports again, like it was in 2000, like an all-time New York sports moment. Um, there's so much more pressure with a Subway Series for the Yankees. Like there's so much more pressure if there is because if the Mets come into the World Series and beat the Yankees in the World Series, then we're never going to hear the end of it. So like I get the positives and the negatives with both sides. I would prefer there to not be a Subway Series just for my own mental health.
I'll say it. Listen, I have no fear in saying this. I'm that Yankee fan. I don't want the Subway Series because if God forbid we lose to the Mets, I'd have to go into hiding. I'd have to call up like the FBI witness protection people and be like, get me out of here. Go rehome me to Cincinnati so I could be like a Reds fan for a couple years and let this all die down.
It
Stop. Stop.
it it
Don't
would
even, don't even put it out into the universe. It's not going to happen. We're not going to lose. It's done. Signed, sealed, delivered. World Series, Soto,
If we
bang.
could bottle his confidence and his optimism, we'd be rich.
I'm confident. I think the Yankees are the best remaining team left out of these last four. It's very evident to me that we are the best team left. And um, you know,
That's that's it. We're the
that's
best.
it. Whoever comes out of the National League is whoever. It doesn't matter. But the Yankees have to finish off Cleveland. I don't want no shenanigans. Win game three. I don't care if you lose game four because you'll still be up three to one.
The only thing that can stop the Yankees is if the attack of the midges happen again and Luke Weaver's out there on the mound and he's getting attacked by gnats and flies and they got to come out and fucking spray him down.
Uh,
Mets just hit into a double play to end the sixth with
Other than that, we're good.
yeah. So I'm not over worried. You can't worry about what's happening in the National League until you punch the ticket first. So that's my opinion. Obviously, we have a lot of people that I'm especially close with that are Mets fans. My dad's a big Met fan. One of my closest friends is a big Met fan. My significant other is a big Met fan. So, like, it's just there's pros and cons to everything. So, we'll see what happens, and I'm hoping that the Yankees can wrap it up and take care of business and let's play some World Series baseball. But again, going back to the Mets, they've had a magical run, beating the Brewers in the wild card, then beating their division rival, the Phillies, to have the opportunity to play in the World Series, playing the Dodgers. The series is tied 1-1. The Mets took a game in LA because they don't have a fourth pitcher, so they have to do these bullpen games because Glass now got hurt for the Dodgers. So like they're doing like these weird bullpen games every like fourth game in the playoffs. So Mets were able to take advantage of that and stole a game in LA. Now this is game three, first game in City Field. The next three games will be in City Field. Right now the Dodgers are up, unfortunately, 4-0. My buddy Rich is at this game with his mother, Mama Duck, the legendary Duck. Shout out to Rich and Mama Duck.
Yeah.
Um, Shout out. So that's baseball. Not really much to cover more in terms of baseball. We could transition into football here. We're going to start with a couple of trades that rock the football world. Oh, we got a timeout from
First of all, item number one, by the next filming of this podcast, we will be watching World Series baseball,
okay. I
right?
like the proclamation.
Schedule wise, that is,
Yeah, because wouldn't technically a game seven be like on a Tuesday,
yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay.
So item number two, quick, we got to talk about some hockey real
That's
quick.
right. Hockey season started.
So I was in attendance of the New York Rangers home opener. Special shout out to our New York brethren. A couple of Long Island boys there. The Rangers Ed podcast. If you don't follow, like, or subscribe to them, please go currently do. If you like hockey like I do, if you're a purist like I am, go follow these guys because they're doing some great work. So
Shout out, boys.
Shout
The
out,
Rangers
boys.
Ed podcast, right? It's Coach Ed, Cousin Ed, Little Ed, and producer Mike. Great dudes. So they hosted me and my buddy in the Suite 306. Now, let me tell you, I just purchased tickets to go to this, right? Sit in a suite with these guys, knew it was gonna be a good time. And boy, the magical experience that I walked into in Madison Square Garden, the world's greatest arena for the home opener. Number one, I will never miss a home opener ever again in my life because it was just magic. I mean, the arena was electric. Like there was a current in that place, dude. Like you could, if I could bottle that and feel that anytime I go to a sporting event, again, we'd be pretty rich. But dude, it was incredible. Just the feeling of introducing the team one by one, the coaches one by one. Um, they had some video montages, and I'm gonna send them to you guys later. But dude, the video montages from like the 20s to the 30s to the 40s, like old New York hockey, it was sick, man. Unfortunately, they did lose in overtime to a bullshit goal, but Wes McCauley, who I consider one of the best refs in the game, really fucked the Rangers that night. They played Utah for the first time ever. The Utah Hockey Club is pretty good. They're undefeated at this point, I believe. And Rangers are 2-1 and looking all right. Looking all right. But no, I just want to give a shout out to our brethren there. We're gonna tag them in this and might be making a guest appearance one of these days. You never know. We'll see. There's some things in the works. So
I'm here for it. I'm all here for it. I've always loved the idea of collabs and never really been able to do one. So this would be really, really cool. I'm definitely gonna have to brush up on my hockey knowledge because I'm not as hockey is still my fourth sport down my tier ladder. So so I get it. But
we all have
shout
our
out to those
specialties.
boys.
We all
Raymond,
have specialties
Did you mention what else happened there?
at the guard. Oh no, I didn't. So I was getting there. Yeah, small brain. Yeah, so I walk into the suite, right? In suite 306 at the other side of the Chase Bridge. Wonderful. And literally the curtain, the silk satin curtain gets pulled to the side, and who is sitting right in front of me doing the pregame we all watch and know and love on MSG? The King, Henrik fucking Lundqvist. I mean, I, I don't get starstruck, right? And as we all know, those who know or are in the know, I wasn't always the biggest King Henrik supporter.
Yeah. There may have been some slander on this podcast about the king.
Um,
Awesome.
I'm a believer in Igor. It is a known fact. I am an Igor guy. Um, the King he just broke my heart, so many times. Just that ache just left it right there. Mike Richter, though, that's my guy. But yeah, he was given the I got to have a little talky talk, little meet. It was awesome. It was great times. So yeah, magical night, magical night. If they didn't get fucked in one in overtime, it would have been great. But what are you gonna do?
You'll love to see it.
Yeah,
Shout out.
I'd love to see it.
Shout
Especially because game one of the season when they opened up against a certain team and they beat them 6-0 with Igor pitching a 28 shot shoot no goal game against who? Zach, who was that?
Oh, I don't know. It's I think it was this team
Times with Pittsburgh.
and it starts with a P, I think. And yeah, it's the
Pittsburgh.
fucking
The
Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh
Penguins
Penguins.
suck.
Tristan Jarry, who was one of the best goalies in the league, ain't it this year. And guess what? Now they're talking about replacing him. Oh no.
That's
Yeah,
terrible.
love to see it.
Listen, we all go through our slumps.
I
You don't
mean,
care. You don't care about hockey right now. Listen,
all Pete's got is baseball. That's all he's got.
I don't care. Listen, and all due respect, Yankees are taking over everything right now. You
Yeah.
know,
The pinstripes are still out. It's made
Pinstripe
out
is
of
still out. Thank
Pin,
God.
pinstripe pride is a real thing.
Yes. But yes, I had to make sure that you remembered to tell that story, Ray. I had to make sure.
That was the little piece of my brain that used to hate Lundqvist that took over real quick and was just like, delete.
Yeah. And you were just
Meanwhile, while I
like,
was there, I was like,
yeah, you're like, oh my God.
fuck,
But
rep.
yeah, excellent. Gotta love it. We can move on to now we could properly move on to a little of our football coverage here. We had trades happen yesterday in the world of the NFL on October 15th. Um, Devontae Adams finally became a Jet. The 2-year journey of him making his way to the Jets finally came to a close. The Jets traded they gave up a conditional third, which can turn into a second, depending on the performance of the Jets for the rest of the season. The Bills followed up with that and traded for Amari Cooper, giving the Browns a third round pick. And then the other trade was the Vikings once again traded for Cam Akers because Aaron Jones is about to be placed on the injured reserve, if not already, for a hip injury. So that's why they reacquired Cam Akers to kind of go through a maybe running back by committee to kind of keep their undefeated streak alive. But obviously, the big one, Devontae Adams is a New York Jet. Always kind of felt like it was going to happen ever since Josh McDaniels ran Derek Carr out of town for whatever reason. And
I fucking hate Josh McDaniels. I just want that to be known. I fucking hate that guy. He set the Raiders franchise back worse than drafting Jamarcus Russell.
Now you did it. You said the name.
I mean,
What a piece of shit.
See?
he's
There it
he's really not wrong. I mean, McDaniels might have set them back a few years,
goes.
You,
McDaniels is what Ben McAdoo was to us.
pretty much. Well, I mean, we went to the playoffs in our first year under McAdoo,
Oh,
so I don't know if that's a great
that was
comparison.
the boat year, and what happened after the boat? Nothing's been good.
Very true. But yeah, I mean, as soon as Aaron Rodgers went to the Jets, and as soon as they shipped Derek Carr out of town, or when Derek Carr gave him the middle finger and said "see you later," it was always a matter of time before Devontae Adams was going to end up on the Jets. There was a brief moment where we thought he was going to go to the Saints, and then Carr getting hurt kind of squashed all that. Carr's going to be out for a decent amount of time. You know, they're saying about 4 weeks for Carr.
which
But
dude, he never misses games.
he never misses games, so that means his injury is bad.
Yeah, and we blame
So,
you. Peter and I blame you and your brother for this because our Derek Carr love and support kept that man in a bubble, and
oh,
you two
stop
come
it.
in and slander his name, and now look what happened.
Oh, stop it.
Our Derek Carr never got hurt.
Well, he was never my Derek Carr anyway, so what does it matter?
You put too much slander on his name.
Too
So
much.
negative. So
You
negative.
know what? Maybe New Orleans should have put a better offensive line in front of him. He wouldn't get smashed 4 times a game. You know, how about that? But yeah, I mean, fallout from that, I'll kind of let Pete handle that a little bit on the Raiders side. You could kind of sum up what the Raiders have been doing the last 2 weeks on our bye week, so I'll kind of let him take the floor a bit.
I mean, the writing was on the wall. Things kind of looked like they were in flux when Salah got shit canned, Carr got hurt. There was talks of maybe he might stay because they threw in number 12 now. Aiden O'Connell was Devontae Adams' guy. So we didn't know, and then the Jets just fucking jetted down, and you have to know that was an Aaron Rodgers call. That listen,
Oh yeah.
get my fucking guy here. I can't deal with Mike Williams. Um, I don't trust Garrett Wilson. I'm tired of throwing to him 20 times a game.
Not to
I,
get ahead of ourselves too, but Mike Williams did not practice today for personal reasons and is believed to be in trade talks.
No, they're going to trade him because that's what happens when your quarterback.
done. Over. Rodgers, when he when Rodgers underthrew that pass, that Mike Williams slipped and fell to the ground trying to catch it and got his head crumpled after that interception. Rodgers was never going to throw him the ball ever again. Devontae Adams was traded to the Jets the second that play happened.
Yeah. And I'm supposed to believe that Rodgers had nothing to do with Salah being fired. Like, give me a break.
Oh,
I need Dan here. Dan
Yeah.
right
I hate that Dan's not here. I don't know what's going on.
Dan
I'm
shout out right now. He's at the HEB right now, popping guns.
actually, I think ever since this last Jet loss, which we've all known the Danimal a long time, and I have never seen him so emphatically done.
Oh, dude,
He
Nick
is so
too, man.
disenfranchised with his team that
He didn't even care that they got Adams.
he was pissed. He
Yeah,
was
he was
so
angry.
The way
so.
he was talking about the Jets Tuesday morning was just
Oh, it was horrid. It was
When you
horrid.
get notification, Devontae traded. I shot it out
in the
almost immediately.
tirade.
The signal clipped off of the moonbeam, shot down to fucking Texas, and Dano looked at his phone. Root and toot and son of a bitch. Pulled out his 6-shooter, popped it off. It's anger, in anger. It was an
Yeah.
anger shot.
I think he kicked his spurs on and said, "Honey, watch this shit."
You want to know why? Because Dan is an extremely intelligent NFL
Oh,
player.
I got my
He's just-
shit kickers on
Got my
now.
shit kickers on. I'm gonna unleash a tirade of hate on the Jets they ain't ever seen since I lived back in New Jersey.
Yeah. Dana, we love you. I I feel his misery though. I feel it because to be a fan of a franchise that just fails you over and over and over again. Look at us. We are a fucking podcast of people that. All right, Ray, you fucking left the New York Giants.
I
You
left.
you put on an Aaron Rodgers jersey because
I
you
did.
were like, let me see what the other fucking color in
I
New
said
Jersey
it can't.
like.
I said it can't get much worse than this.
And then they ended up with the same record.
Cincinnati.
Well, I wasn't gonna say this in front of Dan, so thankfully he's not here. But since the second I put that Aaron Rodgers jersey on, bad things have happened.
Yeah.
It's
Your toxicity from the Giants has fucking leaked over to the other
Over. And you know what?
terrible.
The dysfunction from the Raiders just got traded over to the Jets. It's
I mean, it's just dysfunction traded with dysfunction. So who really cares?
like honestly, our chat that we have is so depressing when it comes to football.
Oh, it's terrible.
Absolutely horrendous. And I will never not bleed silver and black, but damn.
Yeah. I'll bleed blue to the day I die. I don't wear any other fucking team's jerseys.
let me
Right.
tell you, it feels good on the other side, boys. When Joe
We're
Burrow,
on you
What a weakling.
right now. He speaks to me. He's my language. Just gassed up. And it pains me. But I mean, Tom Brady is officially a minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. That's the breaking news because our fucking owner, him and his dillweed fucking bowl cut, fuck him. You know what he said in an interview? And I quote, well, this week we traded Devontae Adams for a third-round pick and Tom Brady. You fucking moron. Sell the team completely. Just,
Boy.
Don't
God. fucking Nepo baby just fucking stepped into the Crypt Keeper's tomb and took the fucking team from his dad. Just
Is this where we reiterate the message that just because so you got to say your own message, Pete?
the thoughts and views expressed on this podcast by certain persons are not the overall view of the podcast as a whole. However, I been a Raiders fan since I was fucking 6 years old. So I got 30 years of
Pain.
this shit. And 5 of those were good years. So 25 years of dealing with bullshit.
That ain't it. But
Fuck's sake.
on the other
Tra-
side of that coin,
Shador, draft Travis Hunter. Fuck it.
you could have Shador. That dude's a bust.
You know what? It doesn't. Whatever. Well, okay. I had Jamarcus Russell.
That's true.
I don't give a fuck.
That's true. That's true. I mean,
Still
you
going.
know, like
Shador, Ray. I don't know if you heard it.
I
Shador.
heard. Yep, I heard.
Him and Travis Hunter.
Take
Bam.
them. Take them. Bye.
Oh.
Have them. I don't
take
want.
him. I want no part of Shador, but we'll get to the Giants in a bit. But yeah, I mean, the Raiders now have pretty much waved the white flag with that trade. They're probably just going to try to eke through the rest of this year.
Dude, start. You know what?
Start.
Trade more. Jacoby Myers. Fucking get rid of him. Just blow it up.
Tank.
Except for Max Crosby and Brock Bowers. That's it.
Yeah.
Blow it up.
I mean the Raiders are one of those teams that can effectively tank due to the lack of talent on the offensive side of the ball, the lack of not even having a quarterback that could do pretty much
Brock
anything.
Bowers is going to break every rookie record for tight ends this year.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
He's a fun. It's the offense is through him. Our running game is fucking atrocious. Zamir White, Zamir don't. You're out of here. Fucking Madison. We have Amir Abdullah as our second best running back and playing him like 15 to 20 snaps. Just no. What are we even doing here?
It's no bueno. But I do think the Raiders will end up with a top 3 pick, and I think they'll use it on a quarterback in a pretty decent quarterback class. I think another 4 are going to go in the first round again. But on the other side, we have the Jets, the recipient of the Devontae Adams. Like we had mentioned, Dan was not interested or very happy about the news. Same thing with
the fact that they are eating the entire contract for Devontae. Thank you very much.
Nick was the same exact way. That's kind of what a lot of Jets fans feel. Like, yeah, it's cool that Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers are reunited. And yeah, cool, great.
Is it too late? Is it too late? Like you don't like.
You don't know. We don't know if it's too late. Obviously,
So
when
much dysfunction.
yeah, obviously, it's been a bit since we had recorded. Robert Saleh was let go after the loss in London.
Escorted out of the facility because
Yeah.
Rodgers picked up the bat phone on a fucking Sunday night and was like, "Yo, Woody,
Get this dude out of here."
take this guy's passcodes out." And Woody was like, with his giant jet chain on, he was like, "Aaron, it's too late. IT can't get to that until the morning, so we're gonna have to handle that before team meetings. Get it done. Click."
Yeah. I think that's very much what it looks like. The Jets, and then first game without him. They played Buffalo in a very, very crucial game, in my opinion. I think that game.
On-field correspondence, Mr. Ray Tremor.
Yep.
Boots on the ground. How was it?
It was violent. I never experienced a game like that. First of all, as the stand-in Jets temporary fan here, That
Supporter.
game, another game. So obviously my weekend was filled with loss, but uh, man, the refs were just bad calls all over the place, and I didn't think the refs were going to make it out of there alive. The fans were getting restless and violent, and please tell me what as you know you you go crazy in the first half with a combined like 36 points. Magically,
All right.
magically, the over under was 42.
How about that Hail Mary though? What was that like to experience that live?
It was wild. I mean, it was like it was loud, it was exciting, the ball went in the air, and then it was like the air just went
Like he put that thing on a fucking just
on a rope. Yeah.
rope.
I mean, Aaron still looks great, dude. He looks great in person. Like he's moving great. He looks like he's in command of everything he's doing. Uh, I'm I
Oh,
might I'm going to go on record saying I think Devontae coming to the Jets is going to turn things around instantly because the pieces are there. I mean, dude, Braylon Allen and Brees Hall are dogs. Like they run violent. Um,
yeah. All right. Hold on. Fuck Brees Hall. Couldn't get into the end zone once. That piece of shit over $600 in bets just fucking wasted because he couldn't step into the fucking end zone.
bad play calling.
Yeah, you know what? Braylon Allen should have gotten more than three fucking touches that game. All I needed him was to get 25 yards rushing. But no, guess not. But
See it.
listen, I think that adding Devontae Adams will be a big morale boost for the locker room. I think it makes the wide receiver room obviously better. Mike
I,
Williams is going to be gone here
yeah,
pretty
Wilson
quickly.
might not be happy about that.
I listen. They're all divas, so they better figure it out. But I think the Jets acquiring Devontae Adams, it still doesn't fix the run defense. It doesn't fix the penalties. It doesn't fix the play calling. It doesn't fix the coaching. Like it doesn't fix a lot of the other major weaknesses of the Jets right now. Like, yeah, will they have an opportunity to score more points with Devontae Adams? Sure, absolutely. I absolutely believe that. I just don't know how much better they're gonna look. Like that defense is supposed to be elite. That defense is supposed to be a top three defense this year, and they've let everyone and their sister run up the middle and just
Oh,
roll
dude,
over
they
'em.
are getting gashed
They're getting
every
gassed in the run,
fucking game.
which allows the opposing team to control the clock, which keeps Aaron Rodgers on the sideline. That is the recipe for beating the Jets. And so far through 6 weeks, it's worked 4 out of 6 times. So it's I don't know. We'll have to see what they do Sunday night against Pittsburgh, and that's a tough. They're going into Pittsburgh. You think they're going to go into Pittsburgh right now and win after all this turmoil? And I understand Pittsburgh switching to Russell Wilson for whatever ungodly reason. But even if Duck Hodges was still the quarterback of the Steelers, I'd still pick the Steelers right now over the Jets. I mean, Heinz Field is legit. Have fun getting out of that. Like TJ Watt's gonna fucking murder that poor old man. I mean, it's not gonna be pretty. I mean, when did the Jets turn this thing around? After they go 2-5? I don't know. I'm with Dan. I'm with Nick. I think this was too little too late. If this trade should have happened 2 weeks ago, and it's just like Dan said, it's dysfunction all over again. It's a circus, and it starts from the top. And that's just what I have to say about the Jets. So just
Out to our candy sponsor tonight.
No, shout out to the official Halloween candy. It is the season. Candy corns and also the big bag of Smarties right here. Get
oh,
your
Smarties.
get your knowledge
That's
up.
that's calling it back right there with the Smarties. I love that.
Boom.
Um, so yeah, I mean, we've kind of touched on all our teams a little bit. So let's get to the Giants here. Tale of two weeks, let me tell you. We had the bye week, obviously, last week with us recording, but during that bye week, the Giants traveled to Seattle without Devin Singletary and without Malik Neighbors. We're all picking the Seahawks. Every eliminator survivor pools were picking the Seahawks at home. Should have been a cakewalk. And Brian Dable went in his bag, and the Giants defense and offense and Tyrone Tracy Jr. stepped up big time, and special teams stepped up big time and beat Seattle 29-23. And a huge, huge win. Felt like the momentum was really starting to swing our way again. Daniel Jones had a really solid game. He had three straight solid games going up to that point because he's the king of being good randomly on a 430. It doesn't really make any sense. Then we go right into Monday, Sunday night football. Um, Bengals came to town with the worst defense in the league. No Malik Neighbors again, no Devin Singletary again, but the formula should have still been there. And again, I thought Brian Dable was calling some really good plays. The offense just wasn't executing. And Daniel Jones in prime time forgets how to play quarterback. I don't know what it is about the bright lights. He shrinks under the bright lights, as Ray mentioned in one of our chats before. He shrinks under the bright lights. He's now 1-14 in prime time. Pretty much solidified himself as, he's going to be gone next year. The Giants are going to draft somebody next year. But here's the problem. Andrew Thomas had successful surgery today on his foot for a Frank injury. So the Giants all-pro left tackle is out for the rest of the year, which is a horrible, horrible thing. But I'm glad he got the surgery so he could come back healthier next year to protect the new quarterback. But with that being said, with the game with Cincinnati, that Giants defense is legit. Right now, that is a top five defense in football. They lead the league in sacks. I know they just lost Kayvon Thibodeau to wrist surgery. He'll be out for 4 to 6 weeks. Azeez Ojulari came right in and had 2 sacks of his own. He was always a talented pass rusher, but as Ray knows as well as I do, his only problem was he couldn't stay on the field and he hasn't been healthy his tenure here. This year he's healthy because he's really not an every down rusher, and being able to switch in with Kayvon has really helped him. My pick of Dexter Lawrence being Defensive Player of the Year looks pretty good right now. That is a nose tackle, having 7 sacks on the year so far. Only a half sack behind Aiden Hutchinson, who has suffered a devastating injury. We'll get to the Lions later. But man, Dexter Lawrence is something special. Brian Burns had his best game as a Giant too. I mean, that defense is, if they got one or two more corners, I mean, we're talking a really, really strong, talented defense. And it's because of that defense that I think the Giants are going to win a few more games this year. On the offensive side of the ball, Tyrone Tracy Jr. is the Giants got a good one out of that kid out of Purdue, converted wide receiver to running back his last season at Purdue to try to get drafted. And that's exactly what he did. And in 2 games for the Giants, he has been very, very good. I mean, 130 yards against Seattle, had over 120 all-purpose yards against Cincinnati and a touchdown. And that dude, this is what I mean, man. Like all the crowd of, oh, we should have paid Saquon's been real fucking quiet the last 2 weeks because this is what you can do. You could get a Tyrone Tracy Jr. in the 5th round. Running backs are a dime a dozen, man. And the Giants knew that, and that's why they went and got this guy. Now, in terms of the quarterback, if the Giants had a quarterback that was just consistent, if he was just consistent, if he doesn't even have to be a world-beating quarterback. If he was just consistent, the Giants would be competing with everybody each week. The bones and the foundation of this team have been built. And if they just need a quarterback, you insert a quarterback, and the Giants are going to compete. Because besides a couple of other kicking woes, the Giants should be 4-2 or 4-3, whatever it is. But until the quarterback position is solved, Dan Jones, You had a good 4 week stretch after week one, and then the bright lights happened, and you came back down to earth, which is a pattern here that he always likes to do. So, but like, this is what I mean. If the draft started tomorrow, the Giants would be picking 12th. There's too much talent on the Giants, believe it or not, that they're not going to be picking in the top three. I think Ray would agree with that. They're probably not even going to pick in the top seven. I think Ray would also agree with that. So if you're going to pick a quarterback, they may have to trade up or they may take someone in the early teens or mid teens. I'm not too sure what the plan is. That's for another story.
I mean,
But as a Giants fan, it's upsetting to know that, probably not going to go anywhere this year, but it is good to know that I still think this is the right regime. Joe Shane is the fucking man so far. His rookie class this year is impressive. And Daboll was in his bag. Daboll is trying everything he can to get this offense to go. The quarterback is just limited. And I think that was on full display against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. So I will end my monologue with that and hand it over to the other former Giants fan with that.
before I even start, all I just heard in that entire rant was, "Dear Ray, you were right all this time. I'm sorry that for one fleeting moment I blew Daniel Jones and thought he was good. Thank you, truly. Love that."
Oh my god.
I
I
mean,
thank you for that heartfelt message you just sent me because I
listen, you're
relish it.
welcome. You're welcome. And you know what? It felt good to say that to you. And it's gonna feel really weird though, because he's randomly gonna throw like three touchdowns against the Eagles and beat them
He
up.
is. Listen, if he comes out on Sunday and looks like Peyton Manning, I won't be shocked. I won't be.
Because
But
this is what he does. This is what he does.
that's
Like
why my statement still stands until Daniel Jones is no longer the New York Giants quarterback. I'm out. I'm out.
would you rather? Okay, so would you rather them just throw in Drew Lock right now?
Yes.
But Drew Lock's not better than Daniel Jones.
I'm okay with it because, like you said, I think your statement about the draft is actually spot on. There's too much talent to be bottom. I'll be surprised if we're even in the top 10 picks. Um,
I would too, because Neighbors is going to win us 2 games by himself.
yeah, but just look at how bad other teams have really come out to be. I mean, Dallas. Look at Dallas. Dallas is bad.
That team looks like shit. If it wasn't for a phantom face mask call, the Giants beat them.
Yeah.
Like,
So Dallas is bad. I mean, Cleveland is terrible.
horrid.
There's some really, really bad teams out there right now, and yeah, I think the Giants they're gonna be sneaky. I just don't want them to be good enough and Daniel Jones be good enough that we can like continue to roll this out here for 5 more years.
7 wins. Like I said before the season, 7 wins.
Cool. Just as long as we draft a quarterback, or I'm even fine with just getting a later round quarterback and signing a veteran, right? Like,
Take
look at
Milrow. Take Jalen Milrow at 13, because that's where he'll be.
maybe,
I don't care.
maybe we'll see.
We'll see.
Um, listen, it all depends, right? There is a really good quarterback class coming out this year. Um, and I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it comes down the pipe. But I have hope. I mean, look at the resurgence of Baker and Sam Darnold right now. Look at Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy being an elite quarterback in the NFL,
Yeah.
right? So it's situational. Like you gotta be put in the right system at the right time and make it work. So I'm not gonna go crazy. I think what you said was spot on and perfect. That's my little sprinkles on top of that cupcake, and let's move it on.
Anything from Pete in regards to the G-men?
I mean, you guys covered it. You need a quarterback. The defense is legit. What it did to Burrow kept him in check. those pieces are in place. Malik Neighbors is going to be a generational talent. You need someone to throw him the ball and who can be consistent.
Yeah, agreed. That's pretty much the sentiment. Um, so with that being said, we could kind of go through our picks for this week, and we'll kind of talk about each team a little bit that has gone through this last 2 weeks. So we have the Thursday game, which is horrendous game.
Shit.
Broncos Saints. Um, I have the Saints winning this one, mainly due to they're scoring some points. Obviously, we mentioned earlier in the show, Derek Carr got hurt with an oblique injury. They're starting fifth round rookies, Spencer Rattler, who didn't look too bad in his rookie debut. But I don't think there's enough on the Broncos offense right now to keep up with the scoring of the Saints. I know they just lost Rashid Shaheed. I know Olave is also questionable. I think they're just going to feed Kamara here and ride him for this game. The Broncos are a little scrappy. You know, Bo Nix has been pretty scrappy with Sean Payton over there in Denver. But I don't know. I'm going to take the Saints. I don't really have much to say about either of these teams, other than the major injury to show favorite Derek Carr. But I'm going to take the Saints here.
That was dangerously close to slander, but we'll accept it.
Hey, did you like how I articulated that?
You did very well.
Listen, I've had plenty of practice.
I'm going to take the Denver Broncos here because I do believe in Bo Nix. Um, and also, there's a little guy called Patrick Surtain the second, who is one of the most elite lockdown corners in the game. And when teams play him, their wide receiver ones do not do well, as we've seen the last couple years. The dude is just he eliminates people. I mean, I remember playing Mike Evans in fantasy and having Mike Evans in fantasy, and they went against the Broncos, and Evans got me like 2 points when I needed him to get like five to win, and it's just terrible. But yeah, I think the Saints are just reeling right now. You lose Rashid Shaheed, Derek Carr's hurt. It's just a mess of injuries right now. And I think Spencer Rattler had a good game. They put up a lot of points, but I do think that this Denver defense is going to just kind of give them a little bit more trouble than they're used to. Based upon the fact that Patrick Surtain is going to eliminate half the field for Spencer Rattler, and I don't think he's going to be able to see the other half too well. And I see some bad turnovers by Spencer here, and that's going to cost them the game.
Yeah, I listen. I can't see past my blinders, my Denver bias. I'm never going to pick them. Bono, the Rattlesnakes got it. Nola wins.
Nola. Next is Patriots Jaguars. The Jaguars had some rough couple weeks here. It's amazing to me that Doug Peterson has a job. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is slowly looking like a possible bust here. He's definitely not worth the 275 million fucking dollars that the Jaguars just gave this guy. The Patriots, on the other hand, have also not been doing well. They also only have like one win, but they did start Drake May, who threw 3 touchdown passes his first game to Walmart greeters. And he very much showed why the Giants on Hard Knocks were trying to trade up for him. I think he's a very talented young quarterback, and I think the Patriots may have something there. If they give him a weapon and put some pieces around him, let's really see what he can do. But the fact that he's able to feed guys like Demario Douglas, it's a big deal. With that being said, the Jaguars are home. They are more talented. I just think there's no talent on the Patriots right now. And I think that alone will have the Jaguars just squeak out a win. I mean, I almost picked the Patriots here, but there's no talent. There's just nothing on the Patriots right now. So I'm going to take the Jaguars.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Jaguars here too. I think you actually sum that up pretty 100%. The only reason I picked the Jaguars, I think Doug Peterson is fighting for his fucking life. I think he knows he's the next quarterback. He's the next coach that is down to go. So it's winner go home for from now on out, and which you're never going to do the rest of the year. ETN is banged up. Tank Bigsby is now running the ball, and it's all.
They should call up the Cowboys and get a price on Etienne and see ship him out.
He's hurt now, though. Doesn't he have a hamstring strain?
Uh,
Right? Yeah.
So did Devontae.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
hamstring strain.
did you pick the Jaguars?
I'm going New England.
Okay. I'm going New England.
I have zero belief in what Jacksonville can do.
Not not surprised. I'm kind of with you. Next is Lions Vikings. This is my game of the week. This is an NFC North matchup. Speaking of the NFC North, everyone's 4-2, except for the Vikings who are 5-0. We might get four playoff teams out of the NFC North because the rest of the NFC is abysmal. I'm going to take the Vikings at home. I'm going to have them going to 6-0. I know the Detroit Lions are playing unbelievable football. I mean, what they just did to the Cowboys should be illegal in all 50 states. Here's the problem. The Lions lost the heart and soul of that defense, Aiden Hutchinson, to a
Oh,
brutal,
gruesome. Gruesome.
brutal, horrible, disgusting, gruesome leg injury, full compound fracture of his tibia and fibia. Really, really not good. He's going to be out a long time, and I'm interested to see how the Lions respond. But they're going to miss him on that defensive front, and I think Darnold's going to have more time to throw the ball now. I think this is going to be a tough, tough game, but I think this is the Vikings' signature win. Who they had the bye week last week, so there's not much to update with them either. I'm going with the Vikings.
Um, I'm gonna go Detroit here. I think they are inspired by the loss of Aiden Hutchinson. I think the Vikings have been having a magical run. I think the magic starts to wear out. Um, Jay Jetta can only do so much. Their run game with Aaron Jones going down. Cam Akers is not Aaron Jones. Ty Chandler is not Aaron Jones. It's going to start falling apart at the seams a little bit here, and now's the time. I think what Detroit's doing, they're running the ball with a two-headed monster with Gibbs and Montgomery. The receivers have magically woken up and come to life, and Jared Goff is just slinging it. So, give me Detroit here.
I'm going Detroit because they got to be gassed up after that win against Dallas. Yeah, it's hard for me to see them throw up a stinker against Minnesota. It's a massive game for them. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go Detroit Rock City.
All right. Next is Bills Titans. I'm picking the Bills pretty easily. They just traded for Amari Cooper. The Bills have been steady. Josh Allen is the MVP right now for me, continues to be. That offense has just been missing that number one wide receiver ever since they got rid of Diggs, and they've still been able to manage wins. And they got their new number one again with Amari Cooper. I think this is going to fully unlock the Bills. And, that Super Bowl window that we closed, we're going to have to crack that maybe halfway open now. It looks like they're in the driver's seat for this division.
Yeah, Windows. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got the Bills beating the Titans. I mean, the Titans are a joke. They're a laughing stock. Will Levis is a pile of crap. DeAndre Hopkins is on a milk carton. It's just no good over there in Tennessee. So I got the Bills.
Blowout of the week right here. Just gonna be decimating the fucking Mayo eater. Yeah, Buffalo handily wins.
The Dodgers just hit another home run.
Good old
Yeah.
See
Yeah,
ya.
the not a good night for the New York Mets. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
The New York Metropolitans are down bad, as they say.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is not my MVP candidate. He's not even in the MVP voting to me. I don't
That's
think he
blasphemous on so many levels.
said.
Not even on the vote?
I said what I said.
Have mercy.
Said what I said. Just pull me stats. Pull some stats and take wins and losses and out of it, I'll show you some better.
Most important. Sorry.
Anyway, let's see here. What is the spread of this one? Oh, this is the biggest spread of the week. Yeah. Yeah,
Oof.
I don't know. This game is just trash to me.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, give me Buffalo.
Buffalo. Okay. Next, we have Dolphins Colts. This was kind of hard for me to pick. I mean, the Dolphins were on a bye last week, same when we were on our bye, so nothing new with them other than Tua is still not ready to play. And as long as Tua isn't ready to play, I don't see the Dolphins really doing too much. They're having difficulties, moving the ball with Tyler Huntley there, quarterback. Hopefully, Achan is healthy enough to play because they need to be able to run the ball in order to score. The Colts, with Joe Flacco, have been winning some football games. Joe Flacco putting on a master class on how to play quarterback for Mr. Anthony Richardson over there, who apparently is not healthy. See the quotations?
It's
Hell.
starting barring any setbacks, Anthony Richardson will be starting on Sunday.
So even with Richardson starting, I think the Colts will win at home. Alec Pierce has played very well for them. Jonathan Taylor also, I believe, is in line to start, to return. He's very 50-50, but we'll have to see. But I'm gonna go with the Colts. They've been playing pretty well with Joe Flacco at quarterback so far, and Shane Steichen's been doing a pretty decent job over there in Indianapolis to start the season. So I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with the Colts. I think Dolphins are just down really bad. They need Tua back in the worst way, and there's no return timetable or date when he comes back. So it could be a fun game. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna stay with the Colts.
Yeah, shout out to Michael Tallup. We love you, buddy. But the next win that your team is gonna get may be against my Raiders. Um,
While we're sitting,
yeah, I gotta go Indy on this one.
All right. Next, we got Seahawks Falcons. Ever since starting 3-0, the Seahawks have lost three in a row. They are down to 3-3. They go up against the Falcons, who have also been playing pretty well. Falcons Bucks are fighting for that division right now, and it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a tight division race between those two teams, but the Seahawks are kind of in free fall right now. DK Metcalf ain't too happy. Geno Smith's being a little bit inconsistent right now. I don't know if it's growing pains with the new head coach, but pretty not a good collapse so far. I'm going to pick the Falcons here at home, and I think the Seahawks lose their fourth straight.
yeah, I am picking the Seahawks, and I'm really kind of picking them more for selfish reasons here, because I have a lot of fantasy teams with DK and Jackson Smith and Jigba on them, and I really need them to wake the fuck up and get me more than 4 and 5 points in a game. So I am really hoping that is the case. So
Kirko Chains down in the dirty.
yeah,
He's Bijan gonna do Bijan things again this week? Is he gonna go for a double tutty again
is
Mm,
Jacksonville playing New England in London again?
it's in London, yeah.
in London?
That's why I'm taking Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But
Even the home, even the home turf fucking bias ain't Ain't gonna save Jacksonville.
No. All right. So Pete picked the Falcons, right?
Falcons.
Okay. Next, we have Texans Packers. This is going to be a good game. Packers are 4-2. Jordan Love is healthy, or he's healthy enough to play well. Texans got Joe Mixon back, and what a difference maker that is. But you know what? I'm going to take the Packers at home here in Lambeau. Um, CJ Stroud had a good week last week, but it looks like he's not playing with the same fire from last year. It very much looks like he's in a little bit of a sophomore slump here. I'm going to take the Packers. It's not that he's not playing well. He's still playing well. It's just, I don't know. He's not the same from last year so far. I'm going to take the Packers here at home. Lambeau is a tough place to play. Packers are scoring enough points, in my opinion, to get the job done. Um, got the Packers.
I'm taking Houston here. This is my game of the week, and I think it's going to be just absolute fireworks. But I do think that CJ Stroud is light years better than Jordan Love. I think the Texans are just humming right now. I think that defense shows up, and that typical Green Bay end of October into early, that time of year game, they're going to start pounding the rock. I just don't see it happening on a consistent basis. So give me the Texans to win.
Yeah, all day. H Town, Houston, my MVP candidate, my MVP, CJ Stroud. Bang, getting it done.
All right. Next is the Bengals versus Browns. This is my blowout of the week, actually. The Browns just traded away Amari Cooper. Nick Chubb is returning this week for them, but I don't really think it's going to matter. Deshaun Watson is a absolute disaster. Um, the worst trade in NFL history, the worst contract in NFL history. There is a dark cloud looming over Cleveland right now, and the Bengals have another opportunity to kind of stack another win here. I think it's going to be easy. It's not going to be pretty, and Joe Burrow and the boys should easily get the win.
Yeah, I can't agree more here. Cleveland is just back to being in the dog pound, not in the good way either. It's bad all around. I think that defense is going to slow down Joe a little bit, but at the end of the day, as we've seen, like I've completely accurately predicted, Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow, and T and Jamar are just absolutely humming right now. There's nothing slowing those two down. I mean, they're putting up numbers at a fucking insane pace. So give me Cincy. Um, I will not call this my blowout of the week, but it was in the running. It's top two for it.
Pete.
Yeah, Cincinnati winning soundly. Burrow is that connection right now. T. Higgins is playing on a contract year. Um, the fucking asshole toucher is garbage. Worst quarterback signing, worst signing in sports history. How about that?
It might be. It really might be. Next is Eagles Giants, division rival. Saquon's coming home. Um, first game at MetLife as a member of the Eagles. I'm going to take the Giants in an upset here because it's not nationally televised, which means Daniel Jones won't be as abysmal. Malik Neighbors is on track to finally return from his pretty bad concussion he suffered 2 weeks ago. The Giants' defensive line, I think, is going to really hammer home on that Eagles front, who just lost Jordan Mailata to a hamstring injury. So I'm going to take the Giants in an upset here, um, mainly because I'm just not a believer in Nick Sirianni as a head coach. I think Dable should soundly outcoach him. Um,
Yes.
Sirianni's whole offensive plan is still throw it up to AJ Brown one-on-one and hope that he catches it, even though he has Saquon. I mean, Saquon still hasn't had the game that he had week 1 in Brazil for whatever strange reason. So I'm going to take the Giants in an upset.
I am also going to take the Giants in an upset, and I can't believe I'm actually supporting this team and saying that. But I just think that the coaching problems in Philly are just too bad. Nick sitting there with his kids tells me that he's using them as a human shield. Of
It's so weak. What a fucking loser.
you
What a
can't
loser.
walk in and face the media by yourself. So you bring your kids up there to save face a little bit. That's just a dirtball move.
Yeah,
Um,
such a rat. Total rat. Fucking chirping at his own fan base because you barely beat the Browns because
like
you have
like
AJ.
Rex Ryan said yesterday, uh, they booed Santa Claus. Get over it.
Oh, I love that.
I hate Sirianni. And you know what? Eagles fans hate Sirianni.
Tony with his buzz cut, shaved head. I'm still going Eagles over the Giants. So, I mean, I get where you guys are putting out, but I still think the Eagles.
Oh, it's fair. It's gonna be close.
I
Yeah.
think they're better than the Giants.
Next is Raiders Rams. Rams coming off their bye week. Um, I'm going to take the Rams, unfortunately, against the Raiders. I just think the Raiders are tunneling to the abyss for the 2024 season. The Rams are still trying to fight for a spot in that division, and Stafford's still playing pretty well. Cooper Kupp is nearing a return. Puka Nacua is nearing a return. I like the Rams at home against the Raiders, even though the Raider fans will be outnumbering the Rams in LA. But I'm going to take the Rams.
In my upset of the week, I'm sorry, my blowout of the week, the Los Angeles Rams unfortunately handle our friends Vegas. It's just not good there. I mean, there like you said, you summed it up pretty perfect there. Like, it's just not enough to feel confident in ever voting for the Rangers. You can't. Kyron Williams is having an elite level running back here, and he's just going to come out and do the same thing. So give me the Rams.
It's hard to argue that, but I'm going to argue it because I'm never going to go against the Raiders. You know this. My upset of the week, we're going Las Vegas Raiders in a fuck you game to Devontae Adams. We're going to the game. Raiders are going to wind up winning because we shouldn't win it, so we'll win it.
Makes sense. I feel that. Next is Panthers Commanders. Jane Daniels is trying very hard to lock up Rookie of the Year. Caleb Williams is making a serious case, but the Bears are on their bye week this week. The Commanders will play the Panthers. The Panthers are just a joke. They're still playing Andy Dalton. The fact that they refuse to put Bryce Young back in to try to develop him is pretty damning. And I'm going to go ahead and just take the Commanders in an easy win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick the Washington Commanders too. This is my blowout of the week. Uh, Jaden
So you
Daniels.
you have two?
No, the last game was my no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I do have two.
He's got
I got two. Yeah, I got
He's
two.
got two. Okay.
I got two. Uh,
two.
Jaden Daniels is just an absolute unit. He's easily locked for Rookie of the Year. I mean, it's just not even funny. Andy Dalton has the Panthers playing a little fun, frisky football, but that's about it. It's not going to be funny when Jaden Daniels drops 5 tuds on him.
Feeling fucking frisky. Yeah, Jaden Daniels, Rookie of the Year. Caleb Williams coming on right now. He's coming on. He's, I don't know. I mean, like Dano and I said in the chat, what does he look like against adversity? Is he going to mature? Those are the questions we have, right? So right now, Jaden Daniels is leading a Washington team that has no business winning games. So yeah, I got a shout out to Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders to win this game.
Next is Chiefs Niners. Chiefs are coming off their bye week. to play the 49ers. 49ers have been playing better football as of late, but I'm gonna pick the Chiefs in the Super Bowl rematch of last year. I'm not gonna pick against the Chiefs when they have the refs in their corner every game. So it's not gonna matter. I know Rashee Rice is out for the season for the Chiefs. So Kelsey is getting fed some more. Xavier Worthy's getting more opportunities. Juju Smith-Schuster is having playing well for them again. I'm gonna take the Chiefs over the Niners.
Um, yeah, this one I don't know. I had a hard time picking this one. Um, I think your only valid point that I can jump on board with is yeah, they have the refs in their pocket. So you gotta go with Kansas City. You can't pick against them until it's an actual team better than them, which right now there's only about three or four of those. So good luck. Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
My matchup of the week this week. It's Super Bowl rematch. Everyone's coming in amped up. I still got to give the edge to the chefs. Um, yeah, I think they win this again. Um, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. It's Patrick Mahomes. Um,
Yep.
need I say more?
Jets Steelers Sunday night football. Um, this will be Devontae Adams' first game as a Jet. This will be Russell Wilson's first game as a Steeler. For some reason, the Steelers have decided to bench Justin Fields for reasons that may come out at a later date. But I'm still going to pick the Steelers at home against the Jets. Um, TJ Watt should TJ Watt's going to run that old man down. I think the Jets go to 2-5. I think it's going to take them a week to get Devontae fully integrated into the offense, but Heinz Field is not a good first test on national TV again, so I'm going to take the Steelers.
I am also not going to take the Steelers. I'm going to take the Jets, baby. We're going to jet up. I think Devontae, you can lock him in for your anytime touchdown parlays because Aaron Rodgers is going to feed him all night. Mm, I'm,
Yeah,
this is
there's
the
nothing that Devontae needs to catch up on. The Pat McAfee show, they panned the camera over. Devontae's in the fucking background with Aaron Rodgers already. They're already planning their next fucking touchdown celebration. They're Jets. This is they have to win this game. This is a must-win game. Um, I don't think Pittsburgh responds well um, with Russell taking over. I think um, I think it's just going to be the Jets are going to pull this out.
Yeah, I think Pete's trying to say what I'm thinking too. It's you're causing a little bit of controversy where one was heating up. Now you're going to bench him. It's not going to work out.
All right. We got the doubleheader from Monday Night Football this week. First one, Ravens versus Bucks. I'm going to take the Ravens here. That offense is it's so dynamic with Lamar and um, Derrick Henry and Zay Flowers getting some looks now. It's just really hard to stop this Ravens offense. And with that being said, because they could, even if their defense is a little bit leaky right now, they could just outscore you. And it doesn't matter. I love what the Bucks are doing. I think Baker's having a phenomenal career resurgence again. It's just continuing in Tampa Bay, but I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my upset of the week being the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Baltimore Ravens. I think it's gonna be an absolute shootout, fireworks all over, just a masterclass of offense, scoring, and defense is getting absolutely torched. But at the end of the day, Tampa Bay stands alone.
All right.
I want to shout out Baker Mayfield right now. His undercover fucking fan thing that he did, where he did a tour with a bunch of fans and he was undercover in a fucking hillbilly mullet and Awesome stuff. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Baltimore is going to dog walk them. Derrick Henry is found the fountain of youth. He has the love of the game to play again. He's on Ray's fantasy team. I hate it. Yeah, Baltimore.
All right. Last game of the week, Chargers versus Cardinals. I think the Cardinals suck. I think Kyler Murray is an overrated bum. And right when he jokes about signing a new endorsement deal with Call of Duty, he drops a fucking stinker just a few days later. Marvin Harrison Jr. may not play due to concussion. He's not having exactly a great start to the year either. Just not a believer in the Cardinals or Kyler Murray. And of course, I bet my fantasy year in your guys' league on those two bums. So it'll be a long year for me. So I'm going to take the Chargers against the Cardinals. Chargers are just playing good football under Harbaugh, man. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it simple and back you up on that. I'm going to take the Chargers over the Cardinals, and Kyler Murray ain't it. See ya.
Call of Duty, baby. I'm never going to pick the Los Angeles Chargers. You know this. Come on. Fucking hit those fucking thumbs till he bleeds, baby. We're going to win. Arizona.
Fantasy player of the week.
Jaden Daniels.
I got Drake London.
Right. Did you see my sheet? Because I too, Jaden Daniels, fantasy player of the week right there. Gotta love it.
Sleeper pick of the week.
Tutu Atwell.
Wow. 2-2. Very interesting. Okay. What do we think here, Pete?
My fantasy sleeper of the week is going to be Amari Cooper.
Sleeper. Really? Okay.
Bold.
New team,
Bold
big
there. My sleeper of the week is Wandale Robinson against the Eagles. Mr. 11 targets a game for 50 yards. So if you're in a PPR league, not a bad flex play right now. So with that being said, I think we'll wrap it up here. Raymond, you're actually in charge of this Zoom. So when we end this, whenever you can, send it on over. I'll try to get this up for us before the weekend starts. Other than that, it was great to be back. It was great to be discussing all things, and let's go Yankees.
We missed you guys. The bye week's over. We are full spring right now. It's fucking World Series or bust. Yankees, baby. Let's get it.
And before we go, a final last little shout out. Pete, frame yourself in that frame there. Show off that Aiden O'Connell jersey for us.
Let's shout out right there.
Our buddies, our favorite, our sponsors, DHgate.
DHgate. Shout out to DHgate.
Shout out to DHgate, who delivered me my Malik Neighbors and Brian's Burns jerseys yesterday. Shout out. Shout out.
That you'll love to see it. And can we just say, let's smash those like buttons. Let's smash the subscribes. 1,000 subscribers. Ray, take your hat off for a second. Get that man a tube. Come on, baby. 1,000 subscribers.
Listen, it's a possibility. You never know.
Yeah. Anyway, with that being said,
we'll see you next week on No
Talk Sports. Peace out, boys.